the major idea here, that it's all Hashem, and that he orchestrated all of these unbelievable upheavals. And
that was Joseph's charge to Pharaoh. He told Pharaoh, you need to find a man who is full of the wisdom of God. And not even tooting his own horn, he didn't even think that he would be appointed that, because what's so wonderful about the lesson from Miketz is that Yosef stayed those additional 2 years because he needed to finally come to the idea, and he finally needed to embrace that I am not in charge, and everything that is happening because of Hashem. It's not me. It's not my strength. It's not my ability to dream, because God gives me the ability to tell you what these dreams mean.
And it's so unbelievable because he's just been through so much. He did an additional 2 years. He's sitting there for 12 years. He finally has his chance, and he has the stage. And the first thing is, this is above my pay grade. Hashem will answer you. God will answer you, right?
Right.
That's the first thing. And then the other thing that is so unusual about his performance here, and we haven't even talked about the Parsha yet, but, the first thing that he says after he interpreted the dream, which found favor in Pharaoh's eyes for many reasons. One is because it was the truth, and because Pharaoh hadn't been telling the truth about exactly what he saw. That's another story. But then Yosef goes and he does something that is extremely unusual and hard to understand given the circumstances and his station. He gives unsolicited advice. It's a strange thing.
Right.
He's a little bit pushy here. It's a little chutzpah. Like Pharaoh says, what does this all mean? And Yosef says, now here's what you should do. I didn't ask you what I should do, right? And then Pharaoh's like, whoa, this is like, I've never seen anybody like this. Is there anybody that has the Spirit of God in him like that? But why did Yosef make that move? Why did he take that chance, as it were? Why did he give such unsolicited opinion? He actually gave him a plan of what should be done now. And I think that the answer, the simple answer, is that, as I mentioned in our Torah video last week, it's the same reason why Yosef actually had the audacity to tell his brothers that they're going to be bowing down to him. And that created all this friction because they thought that he is really stuck up and he's just lording it over them, and it's so haughty of him, and he wants attention, and that was not Yosef's intention at all. Yosef understood that he had been given a task from heaven. I'm sure that when Yaakov said to Yosef, what, are we going to come and bow down to you? And Yosef's answer is not recorded. But Yosef's answer was, yeah, absolutely, because that is what this is all about, because I am preparing the way for you. It's not me, it's Hashem.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to say.
Rabbi, the why is because his father taught him the value of understanding a dream that comes from Hashem. His father had his own experience.
Dreamer, the son of a dreamer, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that he is a reflection of his father in so many ways, and he knew the story of his grandmother and how she had sought this why are these two battling within me? What's going on? And his grandmother kept it in her heart what the mission was. So Yosef, it must have come to him finally in those last 2 years in prison, like, aha.
And that's why he had that audacity to take that initiative with Pharaoh and tell him what to do, because he understood. That's why I mentioned about bowing down to the brothers. He understood he has a job here. In short, he's a fixer. Yeah. He's a fixer, and that's again another parallel to Chanukah, because there's so many parallels. It's so powerful, the connection between Yosef and Chanukah, that we always, besides the fact that Pharaoh saw about 7 stalks of corn, ears of corn coming up, and there's so many hints to this synchronicity. But Yosef understood that his job is to try and forge a path of salvation. That's exactly the story of Chanukah as well. because they also could have said, this is beyond us. This is not something that we can confront. We can't confront this empire. And yet they took the stand that they took because they knew that it was up to them.